In this series, I take you on some of the most beautiful hikes in the Swiss Alps. These are definitely some of the most amazing landscapes I have ever seen. This is the first season of the series. It takes place in the canton of Graubünden, more precisely in the Engadin valley.
Good morning. Today I will go to the Forno hut. I've never been there before, so I'm really curious about this hike.
In this episode, I hiked from Maloja to the Forno hut. Including the way back to Maloja, it's almost 22 kilometers of hiking with a difference in altitude of 1000 meters. Even though it's the 7th episode already, it's the first hike in this series that I have never done before. I was really happy about that. It's always much more fun to explore new trails. However, I have been in the Engadin so many times that it's not easy to find anymore. The first part was not the most beautiful, but I was optimistic that it would get better as I would be leaving the road in about 2 kilometers.
As the ocean throws the water to the shoreline.
Wow, look at that. That's so beautiful.
This is definitely one of the most beautiful lakes I have ever seen. Since the water was very calm, the reflections were just incredible. Now the trail was also about to get much more beautiful. I hiked on the road for a few more meters and then the hiking trail finally began. I had started the hike at 8 o'clock in the morning, it was very quiet in the valley and I hadn't seen any other people so far. It was a bit annoying that the helicopter was constantly flying back and forth to the hut, making it a bit noisy every 5 minutes. However, since they were just doing their job, there's no reason to complain about it.
So far, I really like this hike. It's extremely beautiful. I would say it's time to do the first flight with my drone. Let's do it. It was fun to fly with the drone, and now it will get really steep.
As you can see on the map, there's a trail down in the valley and another trail at a much higher altitude. Since it was my first time there, I had to check out both trails of course. As it became very steep immediately, I knew that the panoramic trail further up would be exhausting. Luckily, I still had a lot of energy. So far it had been a really beautiful hike that also gave me a lot of motivation.
Pretty people sat out in the streets. I think I'm gonna stay in Barcelona, babe. Something tells me I won't be coming home.
I have to cross this river and I don't know where.
As it was still early summer, a lot of meltwater was coming down, but eventually I found a good place to cross the river. I was very glad that my feet didn't get wet. That would have been really bad as there were still about 5 hours left. In the mountains, I'm always amazed at how much altitude you can gain in a short period of time. The view was already absolutely amazing.
Wow, look at that view. I think I did most of the height. Now it's only a few kilometers left until the hut.
To be honest, I was a bit lost. In the following shots I lost track of the trail. Fortunately, it didn't take long for me to find it again. In terrain like this, it's always better to stay on the official path. I think that was the first time I noticed that not many people use this trail. Sometimes it was really hard to see where to go next. There was also still a lot of snow. Maybe it would have been better to do this hike at the end of August instead of the beginning of July. The funny thing was that I always thought I would reach the hut soon, but a few minutes later the path seemed endless.
Like a humming in June. There's always something around the corner, something more to be found. And I'm sure the coast of California are beautiful right now. And New York sky shines so bright, but to tell you the truth, honey, I just wanna come home to you.
Yes, I finally made it. The hut is right behind me. There were so many rocks and so much snow still. I'm so glad that it's over now. Let's fly with the drone again and then it's time to eat lunch. I have an apple, some nuts, 2 sandwiches. It took me 5 hours to get here and I didn't eat anything. I'm starving right now. I'm now on the official hut trail and it's so much better than the trail before.
Just like the hut, the glacier is also named Forno. In the past, it used to be more than 6 kilometers long, but in the meantime it's much shorter. In the year 1900 it was still very large, by 1950 it had already shrunk a bit, and over the following 70 years it melted away dramatically. Basically, it's the same as with all other glaciers, which is really sad to see. Compared to some other leisure activities, hiking is much better for the environment. That's something I really like about it.
Yes, I finally made it to the flat area again. Now I should be able to move a lot faster.
The last 3 hours had been very exhausting. I was really glad that this part was finally over. However, there were still more than 2 hours left. Slowly but surely it was getting exhausting. That's something I noticed about this hike. As it takes 3 to 4 hours to get from Maloja to the Forno hut, many people prefer to go to other huts that are easier to reach. I think I rarely saw so little people on a trail that leads to a hut. For me this was very nice though, like that I could enjoy the beautiful nature around me even more.
Made it back to the spot where I flew with my drone. I came from here, this was the spot I flew, and then I hiked all the way up there and came back from the valley. I will end the video now because you already saw what's coming next. Today was really beautiful, but also really hard, definitely the hardest hike so far. In the last 8 days I filmed 7 videos. Now I'm both physically and mentally exhausted. I'm really looking forward to the rest day tomorrow. Consider to subscribe if you haven't already, and as always, thanks a lot for watching. I really appreciate it, and hopefully I will see you in the next one.
In the next video I will do another beautiful hike in the Engadin Valley. With an elevation gain of almost 1400 meters, it was at least as exhausting as the hike from this episode. At the beginning the weather was amazing, but then it got a bit cloudy. Luckily that didn't make it less fun. Make sure to subscribe to this channel if you like this video, so that you don't miss out on my next adventure.